And you may be a bundle of those emotions right now, feeling all those things. I want to say to you that God is ready to help you. How do you become a great parent? Well, I'll tell you how. The secret to becoming a great parent is to become a godly person. The secret of great parenting is being a godly person. Godly people make great parents. So, you know, really, there's lots of good marriage books out there and lots of good parenting books, but focus on Jesus Christ. Don't focus on being a great parent. Did you hear me? Don't focus on being a great parent. Focus on being a godly person. And God, who changes your character, will change your parenting skills too. The Bible says this in Proverbs 14:26. Reverence for God gives a man deep strength, and his children have a place of refuge and security. Now, what is it that gives the kids a place of refuge and security? I'll tell you, parents that are sold out to God, that are 100% over the top saying, as we said last time, me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Reverence for God gives you deep strength. You'll never get it any other way. You're not going to get deep strength as a parent through money or success or even any seminar. The only way to have strength to be the parent God wants you to be is to have reverence for God. So you need to spend time with Him every day. You need to start by saying, Jesus Christ, I need you in my life. I need you particularly in my home. I need your strength to be a good parent. And you ask God to help you, give you the strength to change and to grow and to learn. And then you know what? Ask your kids to pray for you. Yeah, that's right. Ask your kids to pray for you. You may even need to start with an apology. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The Bible says before honor is humility. You mean to say, you know, you guys, I love you, but I haven't always done the right things, and I'm sorry. Would you kids forgive me? That takes humility. But you know what? I've never, ever seen humility responded to with anger. Never. Humility melts hearts. Even if your kids are 30 or 40 or 50 years old, it's not too late to be a good parent. And then ask God for help. And ask your kids to pray for you. And then get the support of other parents. It's why we have these small groups. You weren't meant to go through this stage of life any more than any other stage of life on your own. That's why God gave you the family of the church. That's why God gave you your small group and why it's so important. And that's why it's important to talk about at a gut level the hurts and the heartaches and the good and the bad times. Nobody has a perfect family. So let's just get that one out of the way. Everybody's got struggles. Everybody has needs. And everybody goes through ups and downs and hills and valleys. So before we go into our discussion time, let me pray for you. Father, I want to thank you for everybody who's watching this video right now. And I pray that there will be a spirit of authenticity, of honesty, of sharing. I know that there are parents right now who are hurting with different needs and different problems and different situations that they're going through. Others are scared. Others are worried. Others are discouraged. And may we find strength in each other and strength from your word to be the parents that you want us to be. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, and I hope you enjoy your discussion time.
You're watching the ZNS Network. the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, a major investment on tap for Grand Bahama and the island now under a new curfew. Also, help is on the way for fishermen on Grand Bahama. And the Progressive Liberal Party ratifying a standard bearer for South Abaco. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, wrapping up the 2021-2022 budget debate in the House of Assembly today. The Prime Minister announcing several major investments for Grand Bahama that are set to come on stream soon. He also outlined changes in the current emergency orders, which includes a change in curfew for the islands of Grand Bahama and Abaco. Italia Hall has our top story.
Bahama is on the move and Grand Bahama is coming back.
Those comments by the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, coming following his announcement of a major investment for Grand Bahama. He says Carnival and Royal Caribbean have agreed to a new combined investment of approximately $350 million in the Grand Bahama shipyard, and work will begin in October of 2021.
Proposed infrastructure works will replace the two damaged docks with even larger ones. And the new docks will be capable of handling and servicing the largest ships in the world. Grand Bahama, Mr. Speaker, will become the largest cruise ship repair facility in the world.
The Prime Minister announcing that the government has approved the new Discovery Bay project in Grand Bahama. The Weller Group plans to develop a mixed-use resort consisting of 25 key boutique hotel and restaurants, 20 residential estate lots, 12 townhouses, and 12 bungalows. Turning to the fight against COVID-19, as of June 19th, a total of 79,246 doses of the vaccine have been administered throughout the Bahamas. 54,199 people have received at least one dose, and some 25,047 people are fully vaccinated. Additionally, some 2,682 Bahamian citizens and residents have been vaccinated in the United States. The Prime Minister says a digital vaccination pass is now available for vaccinated people, but notes that the yellow immunization card may still be used to verify vaccination.
Ministry of Health vaccination certificate, which is now called Vaccination Pass, will allow users to show their vaccination status on their smartphone. The system will generate a Vax Pass after completion of 2 doses, and users can download the same after log on to the system. Users can save the digital Vax Pass to their mobile device as is demonstrated, and it can be presented to the business owners or government agencies for verification.
Government officials and business owners can visit vax.gov.bs, click the Vaccination Checker tab to verify that a person was fully vaccinated.
Scan the QR code and enter the BCV code and instantaneously verify the validity of the digital vaccination certificate issued after their second dose. No special equipment is needed, and no fee is charged to the user.
Now effective immediately, the curfew on Grand Bahama is now from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. and for the island of Abaco, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. There is no longer a curfew for the Berry Islands. The RT-PCR test requirement for travel from Grand Bahama is now removed. And for those who have been fully vaccinated, the $10 fee charged for the travel health visa to return to the Bahamas.
This fee, Mr. Speaker, will be removed effective the 1st of July of this year.
The nation's leader announcing more incentives for vaccinated people. Private gatherings, social events in homes or elsewhere, and wedding receptions will now be permitted on New Providence and Grand Bahama, provided that all attendees, including the hosts, are fully vaccinated.
Hosts and guests will be subject to fines for non-compliance. COVID-19 ambassadors will continue to carry out patrols to reinforce adherence to emergency orders. All performance groups and artists, including bands, jungle groups, dance troupes, and acting groups, may perform at all activities permitted under the emergency powers orders, provided all performers are fully vaccinated.
The nation's leader urging all eligible Bahamians to get vaccinated. He says it is the government's aim to fully reopen the country in several months if various conditions are met. He says the government will continue to follow the science and consult with the health team on how to move forward. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines emphasizing their commitment as partners in the tourism industry, specifically the island of Grand Bahama. The Adventure of the Seas making its maiden voyage to the island on Friday, signaling the return of the cruise industry. In this report, an RCCL executive highlights other projects on tap for the island, which are expected to yield an economic injection in the billions. Megan Shepard has more.
Vice President of Government Relations for the Royal Caribbean Group, Russell Benford, noting that the company understands that great destinations are vital to delivering great guest experiences that will create repeat customers. He says that RCCL looks forward to finalizing their agreement with the government of the Bahamas to proceed with their development plans for the island.
Our project includes an expanded 5-berth port for the world's largest cruise ship, with enhanced transportation infrastructure right here at this facility. And also as
Group, Russell Benford, noting that the company understands that great destinations are vital to delivering great guest experiences that will create repeat customers. He says that RCCL looks forward to finalizing their agreement with the government of the Bahamas to proceed with their development plans for the island.
our project includes an expanded 5-berth port for the world's largest cruise ship, with enhanced transportation infrastructure right here at this facility. And also, as most of you know and are anticipating, the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayan Resort. These developments will attract not only cruise visitors, but also land-based visitors arriving by air and by ferry. The size and scope of this project makes it ideal to embrace the distinctive culture of the Bahamas, as well as offer a wide range of entrepreneurial opportunities for all Bahamians.
Benford says that RCCL values the Bahamas as a destination and vested partner. He says they intend to deliver on economic opportunities.
We know that the government too is focused on encouraging and facilitating economic growth and development in Grand Bahama, and we thank them for their phenomenal support. Our initial investment here in Grand Bahama will be in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and it will boost the Bahamian economy over the next 25 years and beyond, with 250 additional annual ship visits to Grand Bahama and more than 1.5 million cruise passengers annually. These projects also include employment opportunities for hundreds of Bahamians. And once these projects are complete, they will generate thousands of jobs for people right here in Grand Bahama.
And he puts this estimated dollar value on the investments.
What this represents for the Bahamas over the next quarter of a century is projected to be a $12 billion increase in gross domestic product. It's a big number. Prime Minister, that's the $12 billion increase in gross domestic product, $3.1 billion in income earned, and a $2.1 billion increase in government revenues. The transformation of Grand Bahama will create a world-class, unparalleled attraction in the region where visitors will want to return again and again and deliver renewed hope for the rebirth of Grand Bahama.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Help is on the way for fishermen on Grand Bahama thanks to some international partners. A donation of fish condos distributed to a number of fishermen at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources headquarters downtown. RJ Philippe was there.
In an effort to assist local fishermen, the Grand Bahama Department of Marine Resources distributed 2,500 fish condos to 48 fishermen in Grand Bahama. Following the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian, the FAO conducted an assessment of the agriculture and marine sectors to determine the extent of the damage experienced. The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Member of Parliament for Marco City, the Honorable Michael Pintard, saying that the FAO's support of this initiative will assist in rebuilding fishers' livelihood in Grand Bahama and Abaco.
Today is one part of that commitment that FAO made. They have employed a talented Bahamian to work as their point person, and today we will distribute somewhere in the vicinity of 2,500 condos to a number of fishers here in Grand Bahama. This exercise will be repeated in Abaco the 23rd, 24th roughly, and at that time, we will target some 29 fishers here in Grand Bahama. We're targeting 48 of those fishers.
Tamanji Bethel, national consultant with the FAO, explains how the relationship was forged.
Minister actually has a great relationship with the FAO, and so he reached out to us when he realized that, you know, the persons underneath his ministry or the persons who was affected within his ministry needed assistance. And so he reached out to us, and that's where the relationship was created.
According to Ladina Pelicanos, Assistant Fisheries Officer in charge of the Department of Marine Resources in Grand Bahama, there is an increase in landings last year and this year, especially for the lobster fishers. In addition, she also added that the distribution of the fish condos will assist in buying stations in East Grand Bahama.
There is an interconnection between the fishers and the buying holding stations because the fishers will go to the buying holding stations. And so that will help to generate income. The buying holding stations are also connected to the different processing facilities that would process the different products for export. So this will be a great initiative, helping the communities down in Grand Bahama.
Local fisherman Richie Thompson on hand to receive his condos.
On behalf of the fishermen of Grand Bahama, we'd like to thank the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and the FAO for supplying these traps. It will be a great deal and help with the losses we have occurred during Hurricane Dorian.
Minister Pintard says he's appreciative of the partnership with the FAO in helping with this project.
We're excited that FAO continues to work with us, and we believe that we will be able to rebuild this sector as a result of that collaboration.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Grand Bahama Utility Company entering into the next phase of the new reverse osmosis water facility with the arrival of the initial RO units and backup generation, and with completion of the RO columns and generation pads, the GB Utility Company is now able to move into the next phase of developing the water facility. Officials say since construction began in January 2021, the Grand Bahama Utility team and Bahamas Hot Mix partners for the construction and commissioning of the state-of-the-art RO plant have been working single-mindedly on the build, which will deliver reliable, cost-effective, and clean water. Construction is on schedule for completion in late August 2021, barring no COVID-related shipping delays. Once commissioned, this plant will enable the remaining 30% of the island to become potable. Now, you may remember that Grand Bahama's water supply was adversely impacted following Hurricane Dorian. Officials say the completion of this system allows the company to meet the potable water needs of all customers and ensures that Grand Bahamians will never again be without potable water for a prolonged period. Switching gears, the Progressive Liberal Party has ratified John H.W. Pinder as the PLP's standard bearer for South Abaco. Pinder, an Abaco native and a direct descendant of Hopetown's first settlers, is an estate manager and realtor. With this ratification, the PLP now has a full slate of candidates for the 2022 general election. In news from the crime beat, a stabbing incident under investigation in 8 Mile Rock. Police are reporting that around 10 p.m. last night, officers received a report of fight in progress at Sunset Village, Martintown, 8 Mile Rock. Now, when officers arrived, they observed a group of men engaged in a physical altercation. One male sustained injuries to his right shoulder and was taken to hospital for medical attention. He is listed in serious but stable condition. Stay with us. We'll be back right after the break.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
Elevate your fiber home internet and unlock an unlimited mobile experience.
Hey, wait! What you doing, boy? Don't jump! Don't jump, you all right? Man, I so stressed out. I could use a massage. Oh, no, don't look at me. I don't do them things. Why don't you check out the ZNS Shopping Network? They may be able to help you with something like that.
You think they have something for that?
Yeah, man, for sure.
For New Day Spa?
That's the place where the girls them is rub you down and fill you up.
I am buying this coupon for the hot stone massage. Renew Day Spa this. I'm going.
Hey, look here. Wait for me. I rolling with you.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
You all thinking about catching a trip? Get all fresh up and catch the sailing with Valeria Caribbean. Passenger prices start at only $120 per way. And you'll love the onboard amenities while you relax and enjoy the view. Plus, the ferry is secured with all the latest COVID-19 protocols. Once you're done shopping, you're back home in no time with no hassle getting your packages. Bins start at $150, and the best thing is when you travel with your cargo, you eliminate the manifesting fees. It's easy, fast, and affordable. Book your trip now at www.valeriacaribbean.com.
Megan Shepard was in Abaco, and she has that report.
It was shortly after 6 a.m. and calls went out to the local police and fire department here in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. And now is probably not the time to do it because, as you can see, the winds are really intensifying.
Right behind me is the community that was once known as the Mud. That community is no more.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
When you're operating at the highest standards, something remarkable happens.
You don't just meet your goals, you exceed them.
You don't just respond to needs, you anticipate them.
And you know that failure comes with consequences. You deserve the best we have to offer. And this is why we're working to ensure that we deliver on our commitments.
And we will take responsibility when we don't.
You have high expectations.
And we're committed to doing what it takes to exceed them.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Now it is time for our Holistic Health segment. This week's topic, childhood obesity. Here's Jamila Mizik.
Today on Holistic Health, we talk to pediatrician Dr. Tamara Moss about the effects of childhood obesity.
Obesity, in the strictest definition or strictest sense, is really just carrying around a lot of excess weight for your height. When we look at children, we define, well, people in general, we define it in terms of the body mass index, which is a ratio of weight to height. In adults, we kind of look at it as discrete numbers or BMI ranges.
Dr. Moss says apart from physical appearance, parents can know if their child is obese by seeking advice from their pediatrician. She talks about the negative effects of being obese.
Obesity is one of those chronic conditions that can affect every organ system in the body. In addition to that, we also have some of the cardiovascular effects similar to what we would be worried about in adult patients. So elevated blood pressure, strain on the heart muscles, poor circulation, those are things we worry about from a cardiovascular standpoint. And then the endocrine part of it, we also worry about things like developing diabetes. One of the major issues with obesity in children is the mental and emotional aspect as well. We find that these children tend to have lower self-esteem. They're not as outgoing. They don't put themselves out there for sports or other sort of physical activity.
She says one of the most important things parents can do is lead by example.
At every well visit, I tend to take a nutrition history, and sometimes I'll have parents say, oh, well, he only likes chips, or he only wants to eat KFC. But these kids aren't working. They don't drive. They have no access to these types of foods if parents aren't providing it. And a lot of times if the child isn't eating fruits and vegetables, it's because the parents aren't bringing it into the home.
Now, Dr. Moss says it is important for children to get at least 1 hour of physical activity per day.
Physical activity can be something as simple as walking, turning on some music on YouTube and dancing for, a half hour. It doesn't have to be a full 60-minute chunk at once. You can break it up over time periods during the day, but definitely nutrition and increasing physical activity. Those two things would go a long way to fighting obesity.
Until next time on Holistic Health, I'm Jamila Mizik.
In other news, yesterday was Father's Day, a time to celebrate fathers for the role they play in their family and in the community. This past Saturday, the police in West End took time out to honor the fathers of that community. Our Italia Hall has their story.
The Father's Day initiative hosted by officers of the West End Division, providing free breakfast for the men of that community, a haircut for senior citizens, and prizes and surprises for those in attendance. Officer in charge of the West End Police Division, Superintendent Andrew Victor Wells, and Coordinator Inspector Cordell Lee Capron say the event is all a part of the Commissioner's policing plan, which is geared towards strengthening the relationship that currently exists with members of the community.
This is just one of many initiatives that we have embarked upon during this year. And not only that, we realize that there are some senior pillars in our society that deserve recognition, and we should show appreciation to them. And so this morning we're having a pre-Father's Day prayer breakfast in accordance with that.
West End has been a stapler in terms of supporting its police. Every venture that we put forth has been successful due to the large involvement of the community at large. And this was just our way, and we thank our Assistant Commissioner, Mr. Greenslade, for permitting our Commander, Superintendent Victor Wells, and the officers and staff of the West End Station
to put on such an initiative. We are indeed grateful and we are thankful to God that it was a success.
During the special event, 93-year-old Kenneth Vincent received the Oldest Father Award. 55-year-old Marvin McQueen was selected as the youngest father, and Sanford Skies Walker was given the award for the father with the most children.
You know, the partner with the local police department, all through the community and stuff like that, for a young man to grow up in a decent way and respectful way in this community.
Just hold your head and be careful and take care of yourself and take care of the children.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, our Facebook Friend of the Night up next.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Esquire's Men's Freeport congratulates Mr. Lorenzo McKenzie, their second week winner of the Best Daddy competition. 2 more winners will be chosen. To enter your dad, contact 352-8816 for more information.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out the ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only 2 types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course, damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Sherry Bethel, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you for your support. And I just want to give a special shout out to my cousin Janice Roll over there in Nassau and Chippingham. My heart goes out to you all. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Arkeson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, the Prime Minister announces an amended curfew and benefits for those who are fully vaccinated. A multi-million-dollar investment initiative on tap for Grand Bahama. Phase 2 of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout headed to the Family Islands. And another murder on the streets of the capital. We'll have those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report returns. Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thank you so much for looking in. If you're fully vaccinated, there's some benefits for you. The Prime Minister provided details on those benefits while outlining new changes to the emergency orders in his wrap-up of the budget debate in the House of Assembly Monday. Vern Carey has more.
The government relaxing the curfew timelines as it continues its push towards fully reopening the country in several months. Finance Minister, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, provided more details on those changes as he wrapped up debate on the 2021-2022 fiscal budget in Parliament on Monday. He indicated that the daily curfew changes will take effect this Monday night, June 21st.
On New Providence, the daily curfew will move from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. On Grand Bahama, the curfew will move from 11 p.m. to 12 midnight. Abaco, Mr. Speaker, will likewise be moved to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Cat Island will be moved to 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. North and Central Andros will move to 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Now, health professionals are expected to monitor the progress of the relaxed curfew here in New Providence over the next few days, and the Prime Minister says it may be pushed back to 12 midnight, depending on the outcome. Meantime, he said a curfew is no longer in effect for the Berry Islands, South Andros, and Mangrove Key, while the PCR testing requirement to travel to and from Cat Island, Andros, and Grand Bahama has been removed, effective immediately. Meantime, the $10 fee for the travel health visa for fully vaccinated Bahamians and residents returning home from abroad will be removed effective July 1st this year. As it relates to the highly anticipated vaccination day, the Prime Minister says it will take place once the health officials determine a sufficient portion of the population has been vaccinated, and he highlighted activities that fully vaccinated persons can engage in.
Private gatherings and other social events in your homes and elsewhere, provided all the attendees are fully vaccinated. Dining in restaurants was already approved weeks ago for fully vaccinated individuals. Wedding receptions will now be permitted on New Providence and Grand Bahama, provided that all attendees are fully vaccinated with both doses of COVID-19. The host of wedding receptions, private gatherings, and other social events will be responsible for verifying that.
The Prime Minister also noted that all performance groups, including artists, bands, jungle groups, may perform at all activities provided they are fully vaccinated. And he announced the introduction of a digital vaccination pass and vaccination checker to confirm the vaccination status of all persons. Vern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Now the ZNS News team took to the streets to find out just how Bahamians felt about the extra hour of freedom extended by the Prime Minister.
Man, if it's half an hour, I agree. Well, you know what you can do now? It simply says, in a nutshell, is that light is to the end of the tunnel. So we opening slowly but surely. That's all it is saying in a nutshell.
Well, the extra hours are okay, right? But I think they should go to 12 o'clock. It makes sense, you know. 12 o'clock is the perfect time, and, you know, I'll feel satisfied. But the 1 hour, it don't make a difference to me. It should go on to 12.
1 extra hour ain't bad. I mean, through it all in all things, give thanks. Give thanks for the good, the bad, and the ugly. So as long as we're going forward, things will get better.
I mean, I feel good because, you know, I mean, and recently we've been seeing a lot of tourists frequently coming through the airport, coming to catch cruise and whatever else. And I think, you know, 9 o'clock was kind of a little rough, you know. So, I mean, I'm really happy about that. Well, now I could go an hour more. I mean, I still going to close around 10 o'clock so I could get here by 11 o'clock. So it's pretty good, man. I like it. I like what he's doing.
It should happen a long time. We do a good job when that's 11 o'clock. You know why? Because the ship's coming in and it's building up. So he have to do it till 11 because the tourists, he into that for the tourists and for us. But it's a good job he's doing.
Well, I'm an entertainer, and I play here from 6:30 to 8. And the problem is, when people curfew, the people them speed these little buggy car they got is a problem. They must can slow down. I pray for them. God help me. But I hope that the 11 would give the vendors them to make a little extra.
Some good news for Grand Bahama as cruise line companies inject millions into a major facility there. The Prime Minister made the announcement today as he wrapped up debate on the 2021-2022 budget in the House of Assembly. Julian Reed has more.
It's a $350 million project at the Grand Bahama Shipyard that's been agreed to. A combined investment of Carnival and Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines.
To understand the scale of this investment, the House may recall that the original investment and other investments to date in the shipyard have totaled approximately $250 million. The new investment that I speak about will match this and exceed it by an additional $100 million.
Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis says the proposed infrastructural works will replace the 2 damaged docks with even larger ones. He added that the new docks will be capable of handling and servicing the largest ships in the world.
This will result in a notable increase in employment and economic activity on Grand Bahama and for the local businesses throughout Freeport and Grand Bahama.
The Prime Minister noted that the expansion works on the Grand Bahama Shipyard will begin as early as October 2021. He expressed great optimism about the project.
Bahama is on the move and Grand Bahama is coming back. This, Mr. Speaker, is definitely a sign of progress, a sign of hope, and a sign of confidence. So Grand Bahama, as was demonstrated at the airport just over the weekend, like the rest of the Bahamas, is on the move. We are coming back. This is one of the biggest investments in Grand Bahama in its history.
The Prime Minister also highlighted several other projects that are going on around the country that will stimulate the economy as the Bahamas moves closer to normalcy. Julian Reed for ZNS Network News.
The Minnis administration's commitment to investing in private sector growth exhibiting positive results as the Ministry of Finance reports a 58% increase in small and medium-sized enterprises between 2017 and 2020. With the help of targeted investments to grow the sector, almost 14,000 businesses have opened their doors. As of September 2020, the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center had approved nearly $61 million in funding for SMEs to support the visions of new and existing Bahamian entrepreneurs. Over the next 5 years, the government has committed to $250 million in financing for the center, with the first injection of $35 million being allocated in the 2021-2022 budget. The government also plans to expand financing options for small and medium enterprises, and under these new regulations, they will soon be able to raise up to $5 million in capital. As these entrepreneurs continue to launch or expand, the government is also capitalizing on this growth to tackle unemployment through the Government Employee Incentive Program, through which businesses can apply for tax credits of up to $400 per week to fund the payrolls of up to 10 new employees. Now, the government expects to see 2,500 new jobs created from this initiative. Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, phase 2 of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout headed to the Family Islands. That story and more when the National Report continues.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
You know that feeling you get when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC, a substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. Yeah. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. Yeah. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
It's time to bounce back with P.O.B. It's time to bounce back with P.O.B. Lowest consumer loan rates in the country. Trying to bank with no stress, we make it too easy. It's time to bounce back with B.O.B. It's time to bounce back with B.O.B. Apply today for a B.O.B. Visa credit card, debt consolidation loan, or easy top-up. B.O.B., your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
14 new cases of COVID-19 being reported in the Ministry of Health's latest release, 12 in New Providence, 1 in Grand Bahama, and 1 in Anagua. 8 are female, the other 6 male. 39 cases are in hospital, 37 moderately ill, and 2 in the intensive care unit. There are 715 active cases with 10 new recoveries, bringing that total to 11,322. The COVID-19 death toll remains at 243. While the Prime Minister renewing his call for all persons who are eligible in the country to get vaccinated. He says while significant progress is being made in the COVID fight, More people need to get on board so that the country can return to a greater sense of normalcy.
The vaccine is free, and registration is easy. If an individual has had a first dose, they should make sure they receive the second dose for the maximum protection. If you have not yet received the first dose, you should make an appointment today at vax.gov.ps.
The Prime Minister highlighted the impact of the pandemic in the Family Islands.
Emergency medical flights from the Family Island to New Providence between the 12th of May and the 5th of June. And that was why, Mr. Speaker, we had pointed out repeatedly it was essential that we protect our family of islands. Between the 22nd of May and the 9th of June, 11 COVID-19 Family Island patients were admitted to the Princess Margaret Hospital. And sadly, Mr. Speaker, 2 of those Family Islands patients passed away during that period.
It was an early morning flight as the second phase of the Family Island vaccines rollout took place at Odyssey Airport. Charles Fisher was there.
They were all packed, sealed, and ready to be delivered. Auckland's Mayaguana, Crooked Island, and for Andros, Mangrove Key, Kemps Bay, Nicholstown, and Fresh Creek, all a part of this shipment. On hand to see the vaccines off was the Minister of Health, the Honorable Renwood Wells.
During the first tranche of the vaccines received by the COVAX facility with the assistance of PAHO, the Rhode Island National Guard, otherwise known as RING, played a pivotal role a few months ago to organize flights and transport vaccines to the Bahamian people in the Family Islands. They are here today to assist with the second tranche and deployment of vaccines to the Family Islands.
This Bahamian-American collaboration involving many healthcare workers and volunteers who will also be traveling to the islands. U.S. Charge d'Affaires for the Bahamas, Usha Pitts, called it a terrific demonstration when countries work together.
As we're waiting for more vaccines to arrive, more vaccines to be distributed globally, we still have to focus on the actual operational sense of how do we get the vaccines out to the people. And when we're talking about an island nation of over 700 islands, this side, the operational side, is very, very important. I'm just incredibly pleased and excited to have all these Bahamian health workers here with us today. I hope that this is just one more step in this long road to achieving full vaccination of all Bahamians so that we can finally recover from this pandemic, emerge from this crisis, reopen the economy.
Minister Wells extremely encouraged by the amount of Family Islanders coming forward for the vaccination.
We've had an extreme interest. The question has been, when were we going to be able to come back to the Family of Islands to give many Bahamians that second dose? And what we found is a lot of Bahamians in the Family of Islands who were sort of hesitant initially and have now stepped forward, seeing that so many individuals globally have been vaccinated. I think that's beginning to lend some sense of confidence to Bahamians that the vaccines are safe, their efficacy is where it needs to be for us to be able to stave off any potential infections in future.
Other Family Islands not receiving today will get their doses.
On the 22nd of June, residents of Long Island, Cat Island, Sansal, Exuma, and the Berry Islands will receive COVID-19 vaccine doses. Eleuthera and Rumkey can expect to receive some vaccines on the 23rd of June, and Bimini will receive their supply on the 25th of June. This alliance will result in more jobs and arms to get the country back on its feet, to open our economy to once again be a thriving nation.
This all coming at the right time.
To have such a partnership forged and concretized at this time means so much to the Bahamas. Currently, there have been some 79,246 doses of the vaccine administered to Bahamians. Through the acts of kindness displayed by Ring today, there will be some 7,640 more doses of vaccines deployed in approximately 13 of our Family Islands this week.
From Odyssey Aviation, where the vaccines are on their way to the Family Islands, much relief and good news for those persons there. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
Some Bahamians have opted to travel to the United States to receive their vaccination. Minister Wells says those persons need to be added to the number of those vaccinated and must do one thing.
What we've asked those individuals who've been vaccinated to do is to just visit the government's platform, vax.gov.bs, and just sign up and just indicate to us that you've already taken the vaccine in the United States, whether you have taken one dose of Pfizer or whether you've been fully vaccinated. We would like to be able to have that requisite information. There's another way that we're going to correlate that data. As you know, as Bahamians come into the country, they have to fill out the tourism visa. And what we're finding out is a lot of Bahamians who have been vaccinated are indicating to us that they have been vaccinated and they do not want to be able to take the RT-PCR test because, as the Prime Minister would have said, we're looking to move in that direction. Our Vaccine Consultative Committee is saying nearly 3,000 Bahamians have decided to go to the U.S. and have been fully vaccinated.
As the government's COVID-19 vaccination campaign continues, the mixing of vaccines has become a point of concern, the issue at the forefront, particularly among students who've gotten their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine here at home, but upon their return abroad, that particular brand was unavailable to them. Our news team recently caught up with the local Pan American Health Organization representative, Dr. Eldana Boyson, who shed more light on the situation.
At this point in time, there are studies taking place to determine whether you can mix vaccines between the two doses. And we do not have the conclusions of those investigations yet. So at this point in time, the recommendation is do not mix the vaccines between the first and second dose, simply because we do not have the evidence to see if this is good practice.
Dr. Boyson offering this advice.
I would recommend at this point in time, until we get the results of the investigations, anybody who's planning to go away for school or any other reason should think about whether they have enough time to take both doses. And if they don't, it would be recommended to wait till you get to where you're going so that you can have two of the same dose. We don't know when the results of the investigations will be completed, but as soon as they are, that would be shared with the public.
Health officials say enrollment is up as more and more people sign up to receive primary health care services through the National Health Insurance Plan. The plan is part of the government's push towards providing primary health care services for Bahamians and residents. In his contribution to the budget debate Thursday, Minister of Health Renwood Wells provided a tally of the number of beneficiaries currently enrolled.
In 2017, there were 20,000 persons a part of NHIA. There was a target of having to reach 105,000 by June of this year. Mr. Speaker, we met that target in May of this year. Mr. Speaker, it is anticipated by the end of this fiscal period, next year, June, there'll be some 153,227 behaviors inside the program.
Well, the health minister says funds have been allocated this budget period to facilitate the growth of the health plan.
NHIA had asked the government of the Bahamas for an additional $12 million in this budget, Mr. Speaker, to achieve what we have put forward there, Mr. Speaker. We have given them $7 million. So, Mr. Speaker, we know, given the growth in NHIA, that we're probably going to have more than the 153,000 persons added to the roll by the end of June.
Well, still on news from the health sector tonight, our Charles Fisher introduces us to a young lady who's doing her part to make sure our elderly enjoy their lives and feel right at home.
Meet Nurse Brown. She has been volunteering her service to help care for the elderly at Pat Senior Citizens Home for the last 10 years.
And it has indeed been a pleasure working here. I'm also a trained gerontology nurse. And we also have different students come here for training. We have like cyber tech. We have nursing students from UB. They come here and they get their training here. So, you know, at this time here is very educational place. And also it's also an inspiring place to learn from our elderly.
And yes, you are never too old to learn. And her love and passion drove her in the right direction.
I came through training, Andrea, and I've always loved dealing with elderly persons. And, I have a grandmother also. And my grandfather passed. And as a nurse, I always wanted to be able to help elderly persons, if I can, to let them live as long as, they can by the grace of God. And it's my passion. I love dealing with elderly people because I feel like they have so much to offer. And to me, they're so vulnerable, and I don't like to see elderly people being mistreated, because, they say, once a man, twice a child. And I feel like if we can be there for them, that's a blessing. And once I can hear, thank you and God bless you is indeed a pleasure, to work along with them.
Being there for the elderly at this point in their lives is very crucial.
Yes, a lot of us became family to them. They call us their children, and I'm like a daughter to them. If they need something, I don't feel it no way, to go and bring it because we know that it's for family life. It's one of the most important things for an individual, and that is what we want to give them because once they're from home, and anytime an elderly person come away from their environment to a strange environment, the only thing you can do is love them and let them be comfortable where they're at. So I feel like that is what we need to do as healthcare providers.
And she would love to thank the lady who is making this all possible, the owner of Pat Senior Citizens Home, Patricia Moxie.
She's a dedicated leader, and I can say she puts her all in all into dealing with these patients. And for years, person that always acknowledge her and, admire her for the work that she's doing.
Such a dedicated service. Nice Brown. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
So I'm very excited at the direction in which tourism is moving. More and more visitors are coming to our islands. For the first 5 months of 2021, 300,000 foreign visitors came to our country. Every month it's getting more and more. And so I'm very optimistic about the direction in which tourism is heading. And I think it will only go from where it is now to a far greater number as we move to the end of the year. And 2022, maybe not quite as good as 2019, but we'll be getting closer to that record banner year in which we had 7.2 million foreign visitors come to the Bahamas, the best year ever in the history of the Bahamas. And I am yearning to get back to those levels because of the employment opportunities it's going to create, all the people who are going to be coming back to work, all of the hotels that will start to reopen again. That is what I am here to do, to get as many Bahamians back to work after this horrendous pandemic. My name is Sidicio de Aguila. I am the Minister of Tourism and Aviation, and this is Tourism Today.
In order to craft the perfect garment, we need the perfect tools. The right sewing machine and accessories make all the difference, so that you can give your clients the kind of flawless finish they deserve. Phil's Sewing Machine offers the best in Janome products. Brand name equipment to ensure professional results. To make your signature work, their signature look every time.
Serenity Gated Community. Come and see what all the buzz is about surrounding our pre-construction home packages. Already, we have successfully made it possible for multiple families to realize their dream of home ownership. It's all about value building, folks. Home investment is by far the greatest investment one will ever make. So invest with confidence. Give Desiree Mingo a call at 376-0318 today.
Welcome home.
Basketball is back, baby, and so is NBA League Pass, only with Rev Trio. Sign up for Rev Trio today and enjoy NBA League Pass absolutely free, along with incredible prizes, including a brand new 50-inch smart TV, NBA gear, and more.
With tons of prizes and gear, signing up for Trio is the best on and off-court move this year. Just call 601-8992 or visit www.rev.bs/promotions/trio.
Sign up for Rev Trio today and enjoy NBA League Pass absolutely free.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When your tile your house, and you want to look good. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Well, police on the hunt for the persons responsible for that fatal shooting of a meal Sunday on Sydney Street in Chippenham. Police press liaison officer Audley Peters says the victim was shot in the head and is believed to be in his early 30s.
On our officers' arrival at the scene, they met a male on the ground with gunshot wounds to his upper body. Emergency medical services were summoned, and on their arrival after their assessment, they pronounced this male lifeless. The initial investigations revealed that the male has recently arrived home when a lone gunman approached his vehicle, tapped on the window. The gentleman came out and a struggle ensued. However, the gunman was able to overpower him and shot him several times before making his escape to a vehicle that was waiting.
Well, police need your help tonight in solving this latest homicide.
We're appealing to members of the public who may have any information in regards to this incident to contact Crime Stoppers or the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991. Again, as we would have reiterated before, persons who may be aware of individuals who are in possession of firearm to also contact the police to assist us in ridding our streets from these firearm and other offensive weapons.
A number of males facing criminal charges in the magistrate's court Monday for separate murders. The arraignments attracted a large crowd of relatives and friends who were ushered onto South Street. However, there are also reports of gunshots in the area. Meantime, police are holding Philip Taylor responsible for the May 1st, 2020 death of Leonardo Nottage, which took place on Plahima Street, while Shivago Gator is also accused of killing Alvaro DeVoe back on June 4th at Milton Street. Police also charging Justin Curtis with the June 11th death of Lamont Penn Johnson in Martin Street off Blue Hill Road, while defendant Alan McKinney also faced a magistrate Monday for the June 13th death of Francisco Smith, which took place in the Grove during the early morning hours. Duo Romero Roll and Marvin Augustin are also accused of the June 14th death of Shavante Moss at Plahima Street. They were not called on to enter a plea. Bail was denied, and they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Their cases have been adjourned. Other news for you tonight, talking about skills training. A new national labor survey launched that will tighten the skills gap that exists among Bahamians in key industries in the labor market. The Ministry of Labor, along with the National Training Agency, announcing plans for the initiative at the National Training Agency facility on Gladstone Road this morning. With 9,000 to 10,000 work permits issued recently in the country, Director of Labor John Pinder says the new National Workforce Skills Gap Survey is very much needed for Bahamians to fill the void that exists in the Bahamian labor market.
So, in work permits, you can easily say we do about 800 of them a month, as relates to new ones and renewals. It increased a lot after the Dorian. It increased a lot after Dorian. In terms of number of, I noticed there was a large increase for the request of Haitians. Okay? But it's certainly increased after Dorian. Major projects come on stream, you know, they'll like the project going on downtown. Most of the persons on that project are Turkish. So quite a number of persons came in from Turkey on that. The project is going on now in Bakers Bay, the rebuilding of Bakers Bay. How a lot of Indians and, you know. So, yeah.
Pinder hopes a new survey could reduce the number of work permits and labor certificates issued every year and fill the existing vacancies within the maritime, information technology, construction, medical, and allied services.
In the medical field, you look at the medical technologists. Locally, there's a number of farm laborers, the housekeepers, the handymen, living maids. There's a bit of persons, certainly as relates to the medical field. Nurses, there's still a big shortage in the Bahamas. And so a number of the clinics and certainly the private hospital applies to nurses, doctors. In Grand Bahama, as it relates to the shipyard, they have these welders, they have these sandblasters, they have pipe fitters, and most of the technical skills in those areas. Initiative and us going into the schools and trying to educate the high school students as to what's best for them to study and get the qualifications in. I see that we should be able to reduce that number of work permits by at least 50%.
The new national survey will ask employers to identify the skills deficiency within key industries and provide important data to policymakers. It will also direct the training needs and efforts of local agencies. Executive Manager at the Ministry of Labor, Robert Farquharson, and Executive Director of the National Training Agency, Gadville McDonald, elaborated on the significance of the program.
The Ministry of Labor cordially invites all employers and business owners throughout the Bahamas to participate in the survey. Interested persons may just click on the link that will be made available and kindly answer the questions and submit their answers electronically as directed. The link is also available on the Facebook pages of the Ministry of Labor, the National Training Agency, the Department of Labor, the National Tripartite Council, and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation.
It's a demonstration of our commitment as an agency to continue in our mandate of preparing, implementing plans for workforce vocational training in accordance with national policies, economic needs, and industry demand.
BTC becoming the first communications and entertainment provider in the Bahamas to offer fixed mobile convergence, which allows customers to bundle their landline, broadband, television, and now mobile services with roaming into one monthly bill. Here's the company's CEO, Andre Foster.
So when you look at what's happening across the telecommunications industry, if you look in North America, for example, AT&T, DirecTV bundling together a TV service plus a very fast mobile network. It's happening across the industry. We may be a little late to offer a family plan type of solution within the Bahamas, but the ability to actually join them together has always been there. You can have them all in the same account. The key is now making sure that there's a value proposition around it, one that gives you all the features that you would see in North America. So data sharing, the ability to share voice, the ability to do roaming. Those are things that we're bringing that have not really been there as a shared product before.
Foster also spoke on the technical upgrades that has made this new venture possible.
Our systems have definitely changed to be able to allow for the seamless roaming. So the roaming agreements we have with other providers, ability to do that across the flow market certainly has been a big factor in our ability to provide, essentially free roaming in some of the other networks. That integration has definitely changed. And certainly the advent of what we've done from a fiber to the home perspective, building a faster fixed network. We have never been the strongest player in broadband. I'm proud to say that now we are. We are absolutely, without doubt, the strongest player in broadband. So those are some of the key things that have changed.
Today, a very important one in Bahamian history. On June 21st, 1983, a Bahamian woman of many accomplishments, Dame Dr. Doris Johnson, died. She was the first Bahamian woman to accomplish a number of feats, among them running for legislature, becoming a government minister, an appointment in the Senate, a leader of government business in the Senate, and president of the Senate. Dame Doris was also a member of the women's suffrage movement, and in 1959 made an impassioned plea in Parliament for the extension of voting rights for women. A year later, an act was passed giving women the right to vote and sit in the legislature. And as we head to the break tonight, we'd like to thank all of you, all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. Just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Back after this.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Days come and days go, but each day has specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets like Crisco vegetable oil, 48-ounce bottle, $3.49. Hunt's ketchup, 32-ounce jar, $2.39. Best Yet macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4-ounce box, 2 for $1.29. Idaho potatoes, 5-pound bag, $3.39. Dana spare ribs, $2.69 per pound. If it's value you want, you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Well, as schools ensure readiness for the 2021-2022 academic year, the Sandals Foundation has made another investment in Exuma. Charles Blanchard, acting manager at Sandals Emerald Bay, was present at the Ellen Coakley High School's annual Careers Day Fair to officially hand over a hand-washing sanitization station to add to the improved sanitization efforts of students, parents, and teachers. The hand-washing station was erected in partnership with Coca-Cola Latin America, and it will serve 420 students. Additionally, the Sandals Foundation donated another 39 tablets that will be divided among Roquest Point Primary, Georgetown Primary, Forest Primary, and Mount Thompson Primary. Last November, some 200 students received digital devices following the successful execution of the Foundation's online fundraising campaign called Lessons Alive. Well, Cladwell Farrington, a survivor of the HMBS Flamingo, has written a new book. The book is Mr. Farrington's memoir of his experience during the Cuban attack on May 10th, 1980. It is called, because of May 10th, 1980, the Flamingo Incident, and we wish him all the best. Time now to check out Family Island weather temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us tonight. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. In the tropics, we have now Claudette, which has regained tropical storm status as it moves over the waters of the Atlantic and now pushing off towards the east-northeast at a quite rapid pace, 28 miles per hour, and away from the east coast of the United States. Outside of our studios, we are under mostly cloudy skies, temperature at 90 degrees, relative humidity 66%. We have southeast winds at 15 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,019.4 millibars at 30.08 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll Key. Marshall Babico at 85 degrees, 85 also in the Berry Islands and Alistown, Bimini. Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 85, 86 in Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, South Andros 86, 87 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Alistown, Cat Island 85, also San Salvador and Rum Key at 85 degrees, 84 in Georgetown, Exuma, 84 is in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay and Acklands, Matthew Town, Inagua 86 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. Tonight in the northwestern islands, southeast to south wind speeds around 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, low tide. That will take place at 13 minutes past midnight. In the central and southeastern islands tonight, southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet. Caution flags are up for your boaters in the central and southeastern islands. And then as we head into Tuesday through Wednesday, the winds will be southeast coming down a tad, 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas. Wave heights, they will be subsiding 2 to 4 feet, so we'll drop the caution flag for the northwest Bahamas tomorrow. High tide, 6:01 in the morning, low tide at 12:12 in the afternoon for the central and southeastern islands Tuesday through Wednesday. Southeasterly winds also reducing 12 to 18 knots, wave heights down 3 to 6 feet, but we'll keep that caution flag in place for the central and southeastern islands right into Wednesday. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Livingston, Josiah JP. Hey, mine Livingston, Josiah JP. I hear la la la. Josiah JP. I hear la la la. Josiah JP. Don't mind Livingston, Josiah JP. Don't mind Livingston, Josiah.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Going down by the road.
Joining the Alive Network has never been so easy. And if you're thinking about joining the Alive Network, or you're already in the in crowd and you need a little refresher, then this one is for you. When you're joining the Alive Network, you have two options when it comes to payment plans. You have the prepaid option or you have the postpaid option. And today we'll be talking about the benefits of the prepaid option. And one of those benefits I'm at here today, we're at Shell gas station where we have a pop-up for that Freedom 6 plan where you can win awesome prizes. So what are some of the perks of being a prepaid customer? Take a look.
I'll start off by simply explaining what being a prepaid customer means. All this means is that when you go to purchase plans weekly or monthly, you're able to change that plan at your leisure. You can purchase a Freedom 12 7-day plan this this week and decide next week you want a 30-day Liberty 45 plan. That's flexibility. Our current prepaid plans are as follows. We have our 1-day Freedom 4 plan, our 7-day Freedom 6, Freedom 12, and Freedom 35 plan, and our 30-day Liberty 30, Liberty 45, Liberty 60, Liberty 90, and Liberty 140 plans. And if you didn't know, all of our plans also include free unlimited Alive to Alive text and Alive to Alive calls. So what else can you look forward to? Prepaid-only promotions. For example, currently when you purchase select plans within your MyLive app or at your local reseller like that Freedom 6 or Liberty 45, you're entered to win amazing prizes from Samsung devices to grocery vouchers, free plans, and so much more. You're also automatically a member of our exclusive rewards program, The List. But remember, your status within the list is based on your live spend within a 30-day period.
So there you have it, a quick little crash course on the perks of being a prepaid customer. If you're already an Alive customer, continue to look out for some awesome deals. If you're not, what are you waiting on?
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week. Only at Subway.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
We're ready with the newly remodeled reception area. We're ready with your safety as our top priority. We're ready with state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and an enhanced patient information platform with online access to your reports for your physician. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we're ready to serve you. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to make an appointment today.
Do you have a health concern? Feeling tired, fatigued, and drained? Start your journey today with a more affordable alternative approach to life. At Essentially Alkaline, we offer the purest alkaline products and service to jumpstart your day. We stock the widest variety of organic ingredients, plant-based products, alkaline hair care supplies, fruits, nuts, berries, and alkaline juices. Our well-crafted herbal supplements are carefully formulated to keep you balanced, nutritionalized, mineralized, and fully functional. Boost energy today. Aid health concerns with no harmful side effects. Our health consultations are free with our certified alkaline nutritionist and life coach. Try something new with your next meal made fresh to order by our vegan chef from our Alkaline Gourmet Den. No soy, no dairy, no GMO, no additives. 100% plant-based diet serving breakfast and lunch for a healthier lifestyle. Visit Essentially Alkaline, Rosetta Street, Palmdale, adjacent to the Old City Market Building. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Contact us today, 356-3301 or WhatsApp 810-6179. Essentially Alkaline, what's in your diet?
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
sports. Well, Sunday was a big day for Suns big man DeAndre Ayton on the court in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals against the Los Angeles Clippers. Ayton continued his impressive first postseason appearance in the Game 1 victory, scoring 20 points and grabbing 9 rebounds. This as the Suns would take down the Clippers 120-114. His presence on the floor also caused headaches for the Clippers, who had to go away from their small ball game to put in centers DeMarcus Cousins and Ivica Zubac to try and slow Ayton down. The performance of the Suns' big man and fellow star Devin Booker, who recorded his first career triple-double, helped the Suns grab the important first step to the team's first finals appearance in nearly 3 decades and possibly the franchise's first championship. Game 2 is set for Tuesday at 9 p.m. Well, Bohemian Jazz Chisholm has certainly impressed the global sporting community with his play so far this season. Also taking note of Jazz's hot start is the nation's chief.
That Andre Rogers cheers from heaven every time a Bohemian debut in the major leagues in the U.S. as Jazz Chisholm Jr. did last September. And we all raise a collective cheer when Chisholm hits a home run. Bohemians everywhere are proud of this talented son of the soil.
While sports is slowly making its way back to our day-to-day lives, a local coach is trying his best to ensure some youngsters learn the fundamentals of American football.
We don't have football in the high schools or the primary schools, so we want to present a venue where we can have football for the guys at that age group to play, because a lot of them interested in it, but they don't have it in school. Some of them go off, so when they go off, they have at least a little experience in the game at home.
And for one of the players, the football drills have done more than just hone his skills.
Really, football is all about sportsmanship, and it really builds a man. So out here, I'm learning to work well with others and not just depend on myself. Like, I have to make plays, but I can't do it all. It's a team effort.
And that's a look at sports. To check on weather when we return.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Promise gives you instant access to food assistance,
rental assistance,
school uniform and footwear assistance,
disaster assistance,
temporary shelter,
utility assistance,
bedding and appliances, burial assistance. Log on to promise.gov.bs.
Or call 242-4-PROMISE.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, Claudette regained tropical storm status, now packing winds of 40 miles per hour. But the good news is it's racing off towards the east-northeast at about 28 miles per hour and away from the east coast of the United States. And then we have some tropical moisture being advected across the northwest Bahamas that will provide some cloud cover and possibly one or two brief showers. And tonight, we're going in for mostly cloudy, very warm, but a low temperature of 79 degrees. And tomorrow, there are going to be some morning clouds and some showers are possible. Even an isolated thunderstorm could erupt before we head into the afternoon hours, but by afternoon, turning partly sunny and hot, the high temperature around 90 degrees. And the extended weather forecast, things will remain either 90 or very close to it throughout the 7-day cycle. And as we told you already, a couple of showers possible in the forecast in the morning hours, and that will continue right into Thursday before we see an abundance of sunshine return there on Friday. Desmond?
That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for watching. Good night.
You're watching the ZNS